Hello everyone, welcome to Soul Talks, a pioneer channel of personal development. I am César Augusto Moniz, and today we're going to talk about the amazing nanotechnology with the well-known scientist Svetlana Lyubchyk. Svetlana was born in St. Petersburg at the ex-Soviet Union with a MSc in Biochemistry, PhD in Chemical Engineering and Habilitation in Petrol and Carbon Chemistry. From 1997 to 2007 she had numerous invitations for Prof positions of the Royal Chemical Society of UK, also at the Centre National de la Recherche Scientifique of France and Fundação para a Ciência e Tecnologia of Portugal. Since 2000, she is expert and coordinator of numerous projects of the European Commission such as RISE, Marie Curie's projects of the Horizon 2020 program and many other projects of the European Commission such as FP7 INTAS, NATO Science for Peace and Eureka programs. Since 2007, she is principal researcher of the Associated Lab Requinte at the Universidade Nova de Lisboa, Faculdade de Ciência e Tecnologia. Since 2012, professor auxiliar of the Engineering Faculty, Universidade Lusófona de Lisboa. She is also a specialist in green chemistry, nanomaterials and environmental engineering. Svetlana will talk about the secrets of nanotechnology, and I'm sure it will be amazing. Svetlana, welcome to our channel.
Thank you so much, César. It's a big honor for me to be with you today and speak about the nanomaterials world.
Thank you so much. It's really a big honor and also a big pleasure. Svetlana, since we're going to talk about the nanomaterials and nanotechnology, what about the nanoscale for the comprehension, the good comprehension of our public? Can you explain, please?
That is right and the first question we need to address. So let us speak what is the difference between the materials and nanomaterials. How they are different. So the main point is the size. So when we speak about nano, it means immediately the size. Nanometer. So
nanometer.
Yeah, everyone knows what does it mean meter. It's easy. What is a centimeter?
So
what
a
is
meter,
a
centimeter, millimeter, and nano, we can't see
After we know micrometer. And nano, it's just 10 minus 9 meter.
10 minus 9
meter.
Meter, wow.
Why we start to speak about that materials? You know, how it comes for us. Before, they exist always, but we don't see them.
Yeah.
The only when we discovered the tunnel scanning microscope, we see them.
Wow, because they exist already in nature.
Yeah, but we cannot see them. You know, when we just see this, we discover that big microscope, we can see them. Like that, we start to know them.
So now the technology allows the people, I mean the scientists, to see the nanoparticles.
Right. And it happened very recently, because it happened just in the 1980s.
Wow.
Imagine.
On the 80s? Only
in the 80s.
Wow.
We just start to see them. And imagine for the last 35 years, we already have some discoveries on that field. So it was a whole world now that was open. Let us speak about this world now.
Okay.
What's that? So if we speak generally speaking, we have the big technological waves, like a transport revolution.
Transport evolution.
Revolution.
Revolution.
Technological revolution.
Technological revolution.
After we have the informatics revolution.
Okay.
And now we have currently nanomaterials revolution. Technological revolution. What does it mean?
So now, just for them to understand, now we are living a revolution with the nanomaterials.
Always. We are living in the technological revolution.
We are living in the technological revolution.
Always.
But always.
Yeah.
But also the nanomaterials are making a huge revolution also.
Yeah.
Inside the revolution.
Not like that. Let us see the wave. One wave profile of the technological revolution.
Okay.
It started with a lag period, so it's a slow development when we don't see the result yet. It's just initial stage. After we have the sharp growth, and after we have like a plateau of the development.
Like a linear.
A linear when we get already some development. So it happened with the transport evolution, and now we just have the plateau. So everything done. we have the airplanes, we have the transport, we have the trains, everything.
Still not levitation, but we can talk about that.
Yeah, we can
talk another.
But now, and the second wave, let's speak what we can see now, the result, it's the informatics revolution.
Yes.
So it's in the sharp growth now. So it's a turn point past it, and we already have the sharp growth. So each day we have the development, which we can see like application. And remember the first computers, how it started?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Remember that
like
room
the big blocks,
and now
and
the screens and the computers and all the apps. It's nowadays, you know, the children already, the little one born with the knowledges of the computer. Imagine, so it's our daily life. And what is going with the nanotechnologies?
This revolution of the nanomaterials in nano-revolution.
It's just in an initial stage.
Okay.
It's a lot of the speculation. Sometimes it's a false
speculation.
Yeah, false speculation. Also, we call it bubble money. When we create the money from the things which doesn't exist yet, because we cannot see them. So what we can expect next? Next it will be the growth. But it will happen for the following 40 years. And end of the story, so if we started from the beginning and finishing the plateau, it's 100 years.
Wow, amazing.
So
amazing.
Yeah, it's our life now. So if we are speaking about nanomaterials today and their result and everything, so we should to consider that it's the initial stage and a lot of speculation, sometimes falsification, or exist.
But in your discoveries, in what stage are we now? Because I know that you are, in a way,
project.
Yeah, you have big projects, and these projects are developing a lot, and with good results. In what stage are we now with your discoveries?
So
with your team discoveries?
Let us speak if we are speaking about materials itself. So we developed the nanomaterials. So we developed materials in the nanoscale. And of course we are looking for the different type of the application. The application can be divided for 3 major groups. Nanomaterials for environmental application.
So for environment?
Nanomaterials for the nanoelectronics.
For the nanoelectronics?
Or renewable energy, let's say.
Okay, oh, that's interesting and important, very important.
Yeah, and nanomaterials for the, let's call it nano-biomedical application.
The biomedical application, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so instead of, for example, just to give an example, instead of taking pills and other pharmaceutical things, not toxic, you can use the nanomaterials maybe to do the same or much better result.
Much better result.
Much better result. Because they are nano, so they go into the system.
Don't forget, when we speak about the size, we can also expect advanced properties. They are different from the macro scale materials. For instance, if I can ask you the simple question, what color of the gold?
What color is gold?
Yeah.
It's gold color. Like the sun.
Right.
It's like the sun is gold color. There is no color like gold. It's unique. For me, I mean, for me it's unique.
Right.
Or maybe it's white.
Do you believe it can be purple like that sofa color?
Yes,
it can be green. It can be different colors depending on the size.
Oh.
Really?
Really?
Really.
So the nanoparticles can be, they can have the whole spectrum of light.
Yeah, because they
like the rainbow.
Absorbed light in a different way, and you see another color.
So
it's another property.
Depending
it's
on the time.
Structure.
Oh, amazing! So depending on the size, they can reflect the frequency of light. No,
it's absorption.
The frequency of light, giving like the purple, the red, the green, yellow, or another color.
Yes. So the physics of the materials and their structural properties and advanced properties are different from the macro scale.
That's amazing. So that's why it's a revolution.
That is why it's a revolution. So we can expect that materials work in our application if we can control them.
If you can control them. Because they're so nano, it's easy. It's difficult to control.
It's not a story.
Macro is easier to control, but nano.
And also, if you're speaking about the device or some product from the nanomaterials, it's macro scale. You start with the nanoscale, but after doing the products, you come to the macro scale.
They become like a
surface,
a huge,
for instance, or a layer, or the
or material, or material.
It's anyway you forget about the nanoscale already.
Because you don't have the eyes like a microscope. So you look at it and it's like a material.
Yeah, it's a material. It's not a material.
Or a piece of metal or something.
The idea is to have the properties, to keep them, to know them, to control them, and to continue to explore where you have the real device in the nanoscale. It's not easy.
It's not easy to control that.
Yeah, that is why we're just in the beginning of the development. So we don't know, of course, we hope we control them.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too for us.
Yeah. Let me give the example,
but I believe so.
Example of our project. So actually, currently we are finishing 2 big projects. They already passed 5 years and we finished them. One in the field of the nano environment, and second one in the field of the nanoelectronics. So, and I will
environment and electronics.
Yeah. And now see, we use almost the same materials in another scale. We prepare from them the composite materials, looking or expecting the specific...
sorry, our public is making too much noise and I'm afraid that the microphones can catch it. Sorry, public. So, can you go on, please?
Yeah, so like that we wanted to explore specific properties. I will give the example. Based on the same materials, in the first case, we wanted them to create the active oxygen.
The active oxygen?
To kill airborne microbes.
Microbes, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And
like ozone in a way.
Like ozone,
like
exactly.
Ozone.
But
with a different function, it kills, I mean with the same function, but with other properties.
With that. But more stronger oxidizing properties, because we are looking for the radical oxygen species. Ozone, it's a O3.
Yes, and the molecule with two
and we are
atoms.
looking for the radicals, and we are looking actually for also for the hydroxyl radicals, which is a OH minus hydroxyl. That is the most strongest oxidant in the world, and we are looking for that species to kill the airborne bacteria.
So you're going to use, so just to do an analogy, for example, I have ozone, O3.
Yeah.
So, and I can kill, for example, I put it in my room, which is a fact, I do it.
Yeah.
I put a machine of ozone in my room before I'm going to sleep. I leave it for 1 hour, and then after half an hour, I just open the doors so the air is more purified. And imagine if you use the nanomaterials, how would this function?
Yeah, it's the rightest question.
You know, so people can understand how is this working.
So in that case, we call it a photocatalysis. What does it mean, the photocatalysis? Photocatalysis. Photocatalysis. So
catalysis.
We use the quantum of light, so it's the energy of sun, for instance, or energy of the UV lamps.
The UV lamps, the energy of the light.
Yeah, we need the light energy, and that energy activated. Let's call it activation.
That's why it's a photocatalyst.
Right. Of the nanomaterials. Nanomaterials give active electrons. That electrons connected the air or...
so they catch, it's like they grab
and split the molecule of oxygen.
Split them.
And that active oxygen kills bacteria.
Wow.
It's very easy to understand, you know, because in the ancient time, you know, this nano gold on the vitrage,
on the glass of the cathedrals.
Yeah, on the cathedral.
But then by alchemy, they knew already the secrets.
Yeah, but they use this nano gold to cover the vitrage, and the people pray inside of the church, thinking that, of course,
they would be purified.
Yeah, they purified
spiritually.
But it was the pure photocatalysis, because vitrage and the sunlight
The sun activate
the nanogold in this case, and they kill microbes inside the church.
So that's why many people, when they were inside the churches, after that, they wouldn't catch cholera, they wouldn't catch other diseases, because they were inside the nanomaterials world, the gold, in this case, the particles of gold on the glass of the cathedrals would be activated with the sun rays and would create this oxidation of the bacteria.
Absolutely.
Is that?
That principle. But you see, the people use it without knowledge. Now we know. What does it mean? We know the materials. We try to control. We try to do it more efficient.
Yeah, in a way, it's really efficient.
It's very important stuff. So actually, our idea comes further. So we start to think about the air conditions.
The air conditioning.
Air condition in time can be very dangerous stuff, because we use it everywhere. And what is important is to purify the filters.
Yeah, because there's a lot of contamination on the filters.
Not contamination. We have alive bacteria there concentrated.
When you use it a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you use it day by day.
Yeah, it's like a pumping of the air. And in time, the bacteria is concentrated there on the filters, alive.
So it's like a way of culture of the bacteria.
Yeah, it's a danger box.
A petri dish.
Yeah, the big one.
With the big one. Oh my God.
Now imagine the environment we use the air condition. If it's, for instance, public trains or buses. Okay, it's a private car, it's one story or houses. But if it's a public place, it's like
a huge
cinemas or I don't know, transport.
So that's why also we catch many viruses when we go to the movies, when you go to the
hospital. The last point.
Oh my God, in hospital is terrible.
Waiting room of the hospital.
That's why I don't go to the hospitals unless I need. Fortunately, I don't need. But it's when I go, I immediately feel always something.
You see, that is a side effect of the air conditioning system, and we don't think seriously about that problem that can be evident in the future, in the nearest future.
In the near future.
Because we introduced the air conditioning thinking that is a good stuff. Okay, let's speak about sustainability finally. Is it sustainable or not? But we introduced it for the well-being. And finally, we've got the side effect, we don't expect that, and it creates a lot of problem for
So it's
health.
creating a huge contamination.
Yeah.
So the air conditioning actually is creating a huge contamination because they are not using your technology. I mean, your team technology.
But our technology, just in the developing step. So it's not really ready for the commercial application.
I hope
but
soon.
anyway,
I hope soon.
Yeah, a lot of teams working on that direction. I know that Japanese now they have already the system in the Daikin air condition. They already introduced.
Oh, really?
Some layer of the nanomaterial there to kill the bacteria inside.
And so what I do, putting the ozone when I put the air conditioning too at the same time, it's maybe good because it kills also this mixture, this soup of or not. Or is it not enough?
It's not enough.
Not enough.
It's absolutely right.
So I need to kill the bacteria of the filters.
But it's not easy. You need really to have the strong oxidants, and the strongest one, as I told you, it's a hydroxyl radical.
Hydroxyl radical.
Yeah, and ozone is not enough.
It's
not enough strong because we have the list of the oxidants. Let's say the first place it's a hydroxyl radical.
So and this hydroxyl radical
can be created by photocatalysis using the nanomaterials.
Oh, that's why you're using it. That's why you're using it.
Yeah, but the idea is to use it in the controlled way. If we cannot control, we cannot receive.
It oxidates everything.
Actually not, because it's a lifetime, it's just seconds or tenths of seconds. So the matter is we don't create enough, so it will not be very efficient.
So it doesn't live long. It doesn't live long.
No. It's a lifetime. It's very short.
Very short.
Yeah.
So now, actually, with your discoveries, with your team, you are developing these systems that will improve
air conditioning system.
People's lives, actually.
Sure, yeah.
You are creating.
That is why we call it nano-environment. So we are speaking about the environment, indoor actual environment. So indoor air quality control, let's say like that. And in our development, because a lot of, as I told you, even the companies working on the same direction, so we have already advanced with the air conditioned system, with the air purifier system. So we decided to go one step further, and what we implemented is a, let's say, air barrier.
Like an air curtain.
Air curtain. With introduced nanomaterials inside. So, for instance, imagine me and you in the waiting room in the hospital. Okay, but
yes.
And we wanted to separate the environment. It will be penetratable. It will be transparent, and it will
invisible.
Be invisible, and it will be barrier between two of us.
Wow. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you will create a revolution that will improve people's life and even the world as we know it.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that with this technology that you are developing, your team is developing, you are developing?
I'm very realistic. I'm the scientist, so
yeah, I know, but do you believe you will improve people's lives?
I will answer the question. So it's like that. If we are speaking about technological revolution,
yes,
and if you take into consideration it takes 100 years, with the nanotechnology, we are on the first 40 years, so we have in front 60 years more.
Okay.
So I don't believe I will be able, but next generation, yes.
No, but I'm sure with your team, with a good team of people, you're going to be fast. You're going to be fast. Everything is so fast now. You don't think so?
I think 100 years.
So much, so much.
Should be. Yeah.
So I need to wait.
From the beginning to the
I need to wait 60 years to put my air conditioning with your...
No, with air conditioning can be more, but I mean sustainable development in the field of the nanomaterials with a sustainable application. Wait.
I mean in environmental, electronics, and biomedical.
From my point of view, nanoelectronics is the most advanced field now. Nano environment we just started with, and because now nanoelectronics is a hot area, you know, and using this electrical or magnetic properties of the nanomaterials on this level, it's a first point, you know. And the future, of course, it's nanomedicine.
The nanomedicine.
When we will be able to control the nanomaterials and take advantage of their properties for the body, it
will be a huge step.
That is revolution.
Like for cancer, for difficult diseases,
that is
and then you introduce the nanomaterials, and they will kill the viruses and the bacteria. That will be a huge step in humankind development,
amazing.
Isn't it?
Do
you think it will take long for that? Or we are advancing in a fast...
We are already advancing in that field, and that is why European Commission give the money for the project which is addressing all of this question.
You are also working in that field, isn't it?
And a lot of team working on that field, so I think, but that is our future. Sure.
Wow, fantastic.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic.
The advantage.
But I'm going to do a difficult question. This is you were not waiting for this question. Do you think with the nanomaterials development, the governments and the people that are in charge, they will be able to control us through the nanomaterials like a ship, like injecting a ship to control people's lives, and like to check everything. We are already controlled, we know.
We are not
everywhere.
We are not very far from that, because don't forget we speak about another revolution, which is the informatic revolution.
The NASA revolution.
Informatics.
Informatics.
And here we're much more advanced.
Okay.
So they're already speaking about the informatic technology coupling together with a bioscale, like in neurons or something. So advanced computer using the neurons.
Yes. Wow.
For instance, we also have in the mind now the work, maybe it will be next project, when we wanted to combine the part of DNA with a nanomaterial.
Wow, that's a huge step. That's a huge,
that's what the people
giant step.
Already do. Yeah, and that is we call it a neuro breakthrough radical solution.
Neuro breakthrough radical solution.
Yeah, because when you combine the informatic development with the nanomaterials and with the biological stuff,
Yes, like a human being.
Yeah.
Brain, the brain.
You use the function of the brain to advance the computer.
So in a way to control even the functions. So
we are very close to that.
We are very close. It's like artificial intelligence.
We are very close,
isn't it?
Believe me.
We are very
maybe 20 years and we are there.
I mean, I'm sure they are much more advanced, but they cannot tell. They cannot tell.
They cannot tell. We are very advanced. We're very close to that events.
So that means we will, in a few years, we will be connected with a computer. No,
I think so.
Through the neurons,
I think so.
with the nanomaterials. Now it's only these devices that the children like to play.
Yeah.
But in a few years,
we will 5 years. I think it's just 5 years passes and it appears these devices and the things in the
So we will be connected in our neurons through the computer and maybe do some stuff with that.
Surely.
Like controlling cars, controlling the functions of the house, the domotic house and something like that.
Right. But for the nanomedicine, it takes more time. I think maybe 40 years or something like that.
40 years?
Yeah, more years, at least more. Yeah.
So like this, for the ladies that want to do surgical, plastic surgery and so, it will be like amazing for them. The ones who like that.
Let us speak now a bit about the nanobacteria.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear about that stuff? Because from my point of view,
I never heard about that. It comes to me from you, I think.
So nanobacteria, imagine what does it mean? Nanobacteria, we know bacteria.
Yes.
What does it mean, nanobacteria? So it's a big speculation now about nanobacteria. Some people believe, some not. So it's a contradictory opinion about. So that is a bacteria living in the human body. Some people call it nanobots. Nanobots, and they consider them like half part of the mineral part, nano-mineral part, and part it's a biological part.
So like a mineral and biological at the same time.
It's like a, not stone, let's say a live stone, little one in our body.
Like crystals, kind of.
They live
living
forever.
Crystals.
They live forever.
Really?
If the body die, they live. They come. So,
you know what? I'm gonna say something about this. When I was studying with the Mayan people, they explain that we have that.
You see?
They explain that part of our human DNA, it has an alien part also. We are hybrids. Maybe I shouldn't say this in a scientific.
But the people tried to prove it, as I told, because now they have the technique equipment, and they can see it and study it. And some of the people already, you can find even in scientific literature, proof that they see them.
Yes, and
but
so
many scientists don't
believe
yet.
But the Mayan, they were so advanced, and in their teachings, what I've learned, and we have one part of our DNA has this kind of crystals which are alive. And they have like
crystals because they
eternal life.
Yeah, and now they discovered that they have two parts, and one of them nano-mineral part, and another biological. Yeah. And they are very strong. And
so like hybrids.
It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid. Can I call it like this?
Yeah. They call it like that.
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Sometimes they call it nanobots.
Nanobots.
It's like, and also what does...
Why bots? Why bots?
I don't, because...
What does it mean, bots?
Bots, I don't know. I
maybe hybrids.
Yeah,
it's
hybrid? But they call it bot. I don't know what, maybe just to shorten the name. So, and they're thinking that particles or a living organism, they able to adjust the system. If something is, we have some disease or illness, they can adjust.
They're intelligent. Yeah, they also, the Mayans
work
also
like a robots, maybe bots from the robots, because they work like a mechanism, so they can polish the system and to put
align it. Yeah, actually, in the Mayans, they also explain this. They are intelligent and they create patterns to reestablish the balance.
So, me personally, I'm expecting from the nanomedicine that one day we can have them, like injection in the blood, and they can do the work.
They can do the work. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
That will be a huge, amazing, giant step in the medical evolution.
Yeah.
I hope they use it in a proper way. Of course, I'm sure because we have good intentions, you will use it properly. The rest we never know. The commercial part of the pharmaceutical lobbies.
Medical application, we are ready. The people are ready.
They want to save people. They want to save lives. They want to save lives.
Yeah.
What about the balance between commodities, molecular and nano?
It's the same story like we are speaking about the scale or the size or the things. So commodities, we used to that stuff because it's a macro scale. And everything, for instance, the chemical industry producing something, commodities, and we use them.
Yes.
And let us take some example in order to see how it can be. So, and after people start to think about minimization of stuff. For instance, the good example, I like actually this example, it's a TV. We don't take into account mechanical TV system, but we go directly to the electronic TV system. So how it was before? It was a special lamp.
Yes.
They transmit the electrical signal, and for the kinescope, big one, so TV has a size like that. In order we see the picture, yeah?
Yeah, the picture.
After they come to the transistors, so they reduce the lamps, the big scale, but they keep the kinescope and have the transistors to pass the electrical signal. And finally, we comes to the monochromes and the chromatophores molecules, and the screen comes like, remember,
thin,
plasma,
very thin plasma.
Plasma, it's a gas.
Yes,
so,
plasma
with the
is
molecules.
a gas. Yes.
So you see, commodities and the molecules. We already have this jump.
Commodities and molecules.
You see, so we get the minimization. And
so
TV is the best example.
We came from the macro to the nano again.
Yeah. Nano is the next step. You see?
Yeah.
Nano.
So now is the molecules, which is bigger.
Which is bigger. Yeah.
So then we will pass to the nano.
Nano, which do the same work, but being even thin.
Smaller, and maybe because it keeps together very easy. The nano, it creates a net. It creates a net.
Yes. We call it now 2D layers. So
2D layers.
Because when we're speaking about nanomaterials, we can consider the large to volume surface.
The tubes.